Welcome to another session in Microsoft Access Databases with Mr. TJ Zenda here, and today we are looking at how best we can combine or execute separate queries into one query. So let's open this table so that we can start the trend of data within this table. So to combine or to execute separate queries within a single query object in Microsoft Access, you must use a union query. Write a subquery or separate your logic into different criteria rows. So remember what we said about a query. We said a query, it is the database tool which is used to display relevant data based on certain criteria and conditions. Okay, so we want to display the first name, surname, the age, grade, and the number of shifts. Okay, so we are going to use our query. Okay, let's close this table. So our query is going to be designed based on this table. So I'm going to close this query, but I make sure that it's selected. Then I go to create, and then I use query design. Okay, right. So you remember that if you are trying to pull two different sets of data from the same table at the same time, you can do this directly within the standard query design grid. So we are going to use this query design grid. Okay, right. So our table is appearing on this side. I double click on this table. Okay, so it's now active. Then remember what we said. We want to pick the first name, we want the surname, we want the age. Okay, we want the age, we want the grade, and lastly the number of shifts. Okay, so this is the query that we want. Okay, let me try to run this query. So this is going to be our query, but remember we have not set any conditions as of now. Let's go back to design view for us to do that. Okay, so what we are going to do now to have separate queries into one query, maybe we want to look at two grades here. We want to look at grade 11. So I'm going to use the criteria and the OR record. So this is what we are going to look at. So I'm going to use grade 11 and then grade 12. So when we are looking at this now, we now have two queries. We are creating two queries into one query, right? But if I want to use only one query, right, then I'm going to say grade 11 or 12. So it's one query. Okay, but if I want to have two queries, right, because I have some multiple criteria that I want for each grade, so I have grade 11 and grade 12. So we now have two queries in one query. Okay, two separate queries in one query. So let's see now for grade 11 what we want. We want those who are above the age of 18, greater than 18 for this query. And here I want those for grade 12. I want those who are above the age of 19. Okay, so we have two queries for grade 11 and grade 12 with their respective age, which was set as their criteria and conditions. So if I run this query, this is what I'm going to get. Okay, this is what I'm going to get. Now let's go back and apply multiple conditions there. Maybe we want for the grade 11, we want those with shifts which are equal to 4, number of shifts equal to 4, and for the grade 12 we want those with less than 2, right? So if it is less than 2, it means we are going to see those with who have only one shifts there, right? Number of shifts which are equivalent to 1, and those who are equivalent to 4. Okay, let's run the query. Okay, so you can actually see that we now have 4 1 4 1, right? So we have two queries in one query. Let's sort this according to grade, okay, or in ascending order according to grade. Okay, so this is what we're going to see. Let's select, let's run. So all the grade 11 and the grade 12. So we have two queries in one query. Okay, so you can save your query. You can say QRY 12 and 12 and 11. Okay, 12 and 11. Okay, QRY for grade 12 and 11. So this is what you're going to see. Here is our query if you want to open it. Right, so it's for all those grade 12 learners who are above the age of 19. Okay, and maybe they've attended only once there, they've reported once for their duties, and all the grade 11 learners, maybe these are grade 11 learners who are mature enough and they've made sure that they attended the days for their duties, so they are doing very well. Maybe want to make decisions based on ages, on age and number of shifts which were attended for their duties. So this is how you are going to combine or execute separate queries within a single query object in Microsoft Access. Okay, yes, so remember, if you have more than two things that you want to look at, you use the criteria for the first one or for the second one, and then you can combine this into one. So we now have two separate queries into one query. Okay, please let me know if you have any questions, any suggestions in the comment section. See you in the next session.